Well, hello all. I'm here doing I guess you could just tell by the thumbnail. The thumbnail gives it all away. Yeah, I'm doing an album ranking by the Talking Heads. The Talking Heads. Yeah, probably one of the most exemplary, perennial, quintessential New York bands. Kind of started out of CBGBs along with all the other new wave bands, punk bands. Interesting. I never saw them live. Did I see? I don't remember. Did I see them live? I might have. I don't know. For some reason, I don't think I did. I used to have my ticket stubs, but I lost all of them. Or actually, they were taken. Not gonna get into that. But yeah. So they have 8 albums. This is just a perfect band that encompasses, alternative music, even though they were played on popular rock radio stations of the time, like WNEW, which I don't think is around anymore. That was a big New York radio station. K-Rock, K-Rock was around, maybe, I think. But mostly NEW and WDRE and WLIR, which is the same station, which is 92.7. That was your alternative new music radio station. It's interesting. I was looking up. I just couldn't remember the call letters, and then I remember looking it up years ago. It came right up. I put in popular New York alternative radio station in New York City in the 1980s. Because the internet's broken now, it doesn't pull it up. It gives you K-Rock, and it gives you Kiss, and all this iHeart, Turner Radio, Turner 1980s. Didn't ask for that. Specifically asked for something. You can't even... I'm going off on a tangent instead of speaking about the album ranking. It's just so frustrating. It's so frustrating. The internet's broken. It's broken. Much better, like 5-10 years ago. Anyway, like I said, they consisted of, David Byrne, singer, Tina Weymouth, bassist, Jerry Harrison, guitar, keyboards, and, what was the other guy's name? Hang on. Chris Frantz, who's also the husband of Tina Weymouth. Tina doesn't get enough credit as bass player. They really don't talk about it too much. Anyway, I'm sure these guys were in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Yeah, they are. They're like the first hipsters. They're really like hipsters, man. But anyway, so let's get down to it. They were around from officially releasing albums from 77 to, they got together. I don't even know how they stumbled together. I remember it was the 3 of them. David Byrne, Chris Frantz, and Tina Weymouth. And then Jerry Harrison came down. He was in a band, I think it was called The Modern Lovers, out of Rhode Island. I don't know, somewhere in New England. I don't think it was Boston. I think that album's pretty good. I don't have it. Just go listen to it. Listen to it. Whatever. I'm rambling. Like I said, if you're looking for a deep dive into musical history of the band, this is not the video for you. I'm just doing a quick rundown of what I feel is their album ranking. Now, some of their albums, they're good. I wouldn't say anything is bad. They always try to do something inventive and unique. Their best work was when they worked with Brian Eno, but regardless. So we're going to start with number 8. Side note, they never had a top 10 album. They had one top 10 single, being Burning Down the House, which is probably what most people know them for. But their last album, which was called Naked, came out in, March of 1988. Here, it's got the monkey on it. It's got the monkey. Talking Heads Naked. It's hilarious cover. Love it. Let's see what's on here. It's upside down. There's nothing really here that really strikes out at me. I don't even remember what the big single was. It really kind of fell off my radar around that time. It did go top 20. It went gold. So they were still popular, but not as, because things were kind of waning down, I think, for them. So they probably broke up. It was time. Yeah, that's number 8. Number 7 is True Stories. This was almost like a David Byrne solo project. This came out in 86, September of 86. Went to number 17. It also went gold. Big song over here is Wild, Wild Life. Radiohead's a really good song. I bet you the band Radiohead got that from that. Talking Heads, Radiohead. Talking Heads referred to the people on the news, just because it was just a talking head in an idiot box. So anyway, Wildlife, People Like Us, Love for Sale. It's a pretty solid album. It's also a movie. It's like a movie that David Byrne did that he did down in Texas, filming the Texas culture. People say, "Oh, you're making fun of it." I don't think he was making fun of it. He was just pointing out the idiosyncrasies of it. More songs about buildings and food. This is their second album. This came out in 1978, July. Again, it went gold. Went to number 29. Big song on here is Take Me to the River. Thank You for Sending Me the Angels, really good. Warning Sign. Found a Job. Good album. Take Me to the River being a cover version. So that's number 6. And we come to number 5. Fear of Music. An interesting cover. What is that? It's like a grating or something. Big song off of here is Life During Wartime. This went to number 21. Number 21. And it also went gold. Also on here is Zimbra. Cities, great song. Electric Guitar, Drugs. It's good. It's the last track on the album. That's a really cool song. I think this is when they first started working with Brian Eno. Brian Eno from Roxy Music, and who went on to do some great stuff with U2. But anyway, this is from 1979, August of 79. That's number 5. Number 4. What is this? This is Speaking. I can't even say it. Speaking in Tongues. Speaking in Tongues. So this came out in June of 83. And it's, no, what is this? Little Creatures. I'm sorry, it says Little Creatures. This is Little Creatures. Little Creatures. Sorry. So this is number 4, Little Creatures, which came out in June of 85. This is the biggest selling album. It went to number 20, went double platinum. And, this is And She Was, We're on the Road to Nowhere, Stay Up Late. This had a lot of rock radio staples on it. It just brings out good memories. Okay, so then we have number 3, Speaking in Tongues. Speaking in Tongues, of course, Burning Down the House. This was released in 83. This went platinum. June of 83. Burning Down the House. I got a girlfriend who's better than that. This Must Be the Place, which the movie Wall Street made kind of famous because it was used in there when they were walking around the apartment, Charlie Sheen and Daryl Hannah. Moon Rocks, Slippery People, solid record. Number 2 for me is their debut, just because it's so groundbreaking. It's just great, Psycho Killer, No Compassion, Love Comes to Town. Very interesting cover. Interesting because it's so sparse. It came out in 77, Talking Heads 77. There you go. And of course, which would probably be on a lot of people's top list, is Remain in the Light. Another Brian Eno collaboration. This came out in 1980. And of course, it has Cross-Eyed and Painless, Once in a Lifetime. Yeah, this is a really interesting record. Lots of different types of, they're using like hip-hop stuff, they're using African beats, a lot of just sonically different sounding album. So there you go. On a side note, this is one of the greatest live albums ever, Stop Making Sense, which I think this was released in, when was this, 85 or 84? Great live album, great concert that accompanies it. And then, of course, I'm going to mention this, the Tom Tom Club, which this was an offshoot of Tina Weymouth and her husband Chris Franz, and, of course, Genius of Love. A song that went on to create a whole cottage industry of samples. This came out in 1981. This is real cutting-edge stuff. Super cutting-edge stuff. So, of course, I'll talk about my favorite uncut magazine, The Talking Heads. Well, it's not my, but the magazine itself, uncut. Get these from England. Goes through the entire band's discography. Lots of pictures, lots of interviews from New Music Express and Melody Maker, which were big publications about music in England. But they still publish this. They put out these little companions. And I just love it. This is great. I don't know if you like music, you find these interesting. You see there's all these other ones down here you can get Grateful Dead, Lennon, Bowie. This is a lot of them. But anyway, so breaking it down again. Number 1, Remain in the Light. Number 2, their debut. Number 3, Speaking in Tongues. Number 4, Little Creatures. Number 5, Fear of Music. Number 6, more songs about buildings and food. Number 7, True Stories. And number 8, Naked. So there you go. There's my little album ranking of the Talking Heads. Have a wonderful day, y'all. Peace. Bye-bye.